Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're looking at the Volvo EM90. This is a rear-wheel drive all-electric minivan with a first-class cabin. This is based on the Zeekr 009. The EM90 has over 400 miles of range, but it will likely remain exclusive to the Chinese market. This is Volvo's long-anticipated minivan, and it's specifically targeting the Chinese market. The EM90 packs a single electric motor on the rear axle producing 268 horsepower, while the 116 kilowatt battery pack provides a 459 miles range on Chinese test cycle. The cabin seats in luxury with 21 speaker sound system and screen galore. It's a bit odd that it took this long for Volvo, but nevertheless, it is finally here for the world to embrace, at least for the Chinese market to embrace at the current moment. The way that I feel about the Volvo EM90 as a minivan is the same way I feel about the Polestar 4 coupe SUV. These vehicles, the build quality, the design, and the aesthetic, it's more designed for the Chinese market rather than for worldwide embrace. As we know, the cars that sell in China very well, they typically sell differently comparing Europe and comparing in the USA. These are some of the biggest markets worldwide, but of course, vehicles do sell differently in different markets. The Volvo EM90 leverages the Swedish automaker position under the Geely Corporation umbrella, sharing a platform and a powertrain with the Chinese-only Zeekr 009 while replacing the car's brutalist look with a smoother, more tranquil design and of course a focus on safety. The EM90 has a chunky resemblance to the Zeekr cousin, but features subtle details. Volvo customary Thor hammer headlights sit high and wide, providing a large flat face decorated with ornate LEDs and an illuminated Volvo logo. The rear feature vertically orientated taillights and a full-width light bar that includes a lit-up Volvo script. The EM90 rides on 19 or 20-inch wheels. Volvo describes the EM90 as a comfortable living room on wheels, on the move, so don't expect nimble handling. Unlike the dual-motor 536 horsepower Zeekr, the EM90 makes do with just one rear-mounted electric motor producing 268 horsepower. This will see the rear-wheel drive minivan dawdle to 62 miles an hour in 8.3 seconds, versus the Zeekr's 4.9-second dash for the same equivalent speed. As I've previously stated, the Volvo EM90 can produce up to 459 miles on a Chinese test cycle, an improvement on the Zeekr's 436 miles rating. Volvo claims that the EM90 can recharge from 10 to 80% in less than half an hour, and the battery can be used to provide juice to other cars and electronic accessories. Now, this is a very important part that I will talk about a little bit later. It's about the bidirectional charging capabilities of this vehicle. And as we take a closer look at more modern vehicles, they're starting to have bidirectional charging facilities and technology. Now, to be honest, looking at the interior of this vehicle, it is absolutely stunning from my perspective. This is really remarkable. Really good job to Volvo. They've really stepped things up interior design-wise. If anything, it would seem like a pity that the rest of the world might not get a chance to own this vehicle just yet. Now, the EM90 is all about lounge-like 6-seat cabin. The rear captain chair looks especially plush and features folded-out tablets, and the overall design is light and airy. The dashboard, doors, and front seat backs are finished in birch wood panels with an intricate backlit design, and a shifter is made from Auraforce crystal. A 15.6-inch entertainment screen hangs from the ceiling, supporting a variety of third-party apps and featuring a camera for video calls, while a 21-speaker Bauer and Wilkins sound system takes care of the audio deputies. Meanwhile, the driver receives a 15.4-inch infotainment screen and a small display behind the steering wheel, while rear seat passengers use screens on the doors to control certain functions. Now that is interesting because I believe some of this technology Now that is very interesting because I think I've seen similar technology in the more recent BMWs. Not all of them, of course, but I mean the highest range BMWs. But it's being done slightly different in the Volvo vehicles. And when you look at this car interior wise, it really does look really incredible. Like nothing you could have ever expected. Like a Mercedes almost, but I mean, just the luxuriness of the interior, the subtlety. I mean, really and truly, this car does look quite incredible, especially the interior. But I'm happy to see that Volvo is trying new things with the glass panoramic roof as well. Not the entire thing is glass panoramic, but a good portion of it is, the majority I would say. And the lights, the ambient lights up ahead of the cabin, it really does give you an outer space visual experience. I think it's brilliant to see that Volvo is trying something new. They are trying something different. They're building vehicles that are specifically needed in the Chinese market. This is brilliant. This is smart. I don't think this will be bad for the Volvo brand. If anything, I think this is good for the Volvo brand. Volvos have been making great cars for decades. Bringing this experience to the Chinese market in a way that they appreciate is actually a fundamentally brilliant idea. Especially in the new age of electric vehicles, what can Volvo provide for different markets? Now, the EM90 sound isolation with features include noise cancellation technology, specifically designed tires, and a dual chamber air suspension. The panoramic glass roof includes a certain white ambient light, and I'm telling you, it really does look quite incredible. As you can probably see for yourself in the videos that I provided overlaying this video. Seriously, tell me your opinion. Give me your thoughts on what Volvo is trying to accomplish with the EM90. Do you like it from a customer's perspective, or do you think it's silly from a customer's perspective, you as the customer? But how about you as an investor? If you are an investor in either Volvo or Polestar, what do you think about the way they're taking up designing of their vehicles? I'm not invested in Volvo, but I would like to be. And I really like how they're designing their vehicles and how they're designing different vehicles for different markets. This is great. This is actually smart. Now keep in mind as well, despite the fact that this vehicle, the EM90, it shares a platform with the Zeekr 009, Volvo still aims to incorporate its own safety-first mindset. Volvo says a strong structure made of steel and aluminum protects the battery and passengers, while an array of radars and ultrasonic sensors and cameras allow for advanced driver assistant features. Volvo says the EM90 is coming first to China. Coming first to China. Pay attention to that specific wording. It's coming first to China. And perhaps at a later date, it could be released in other markets. What about the USA market? They love minivans over there. And a minivan with an experience, a luxurious experience, I can see this vehicle selling very well in the USA. Seriously. A minivan that's luxury. A minivan that's family orientated. Wow. I think Volvo has really hit the hammer on the nail with this one. Now, unsurprisingly, given the popularity of luxury minivans in China, but curiously, the statement leaves open for possibility of exports, although we'd be surprised to see the EM90 reach the US shores. If it does, don't expect it to arrive for several years apparently. This is what some are saying. Regardless, we hope that the EM90 serene luxury cabin design makes its way into our future Volvos. And I think it will. Volvo's already taken a huge step forward in the design approach to their vehicles. Not just with the EM90, but with the EX90 as well. With the EX90 and with the EX30 as well, the small SUV. Volvo has taken huge steps in the future of vehicles and luxury. They're sticking to their most characteristic traits, which is creating some of the smartest vehicles and the safest vehicles on the road, but also they want to give you more for your money, more luxury, more premium feel to your vehicle. And they've been doing this for quite a while now. Volvo has taken this approach for quite some time now. For the last decade and a half, I would say, Volvo has been stepping up their game with more luxurious cars, especially the SUVs. Now that is it for this video. Thank you for watching, subscribe, and I'll see you in our next video. Leave your thoughts in the comments below.